It's been 11 months since Elon Musk showed interest in Twitter. He spent a staggering $44 billion to buy it. And already everybody's saying that Twitter is about to shut down. The bird is about to crash long before it got a chance to fly. Not just that, there was a massive layoff of 4,800 employees. Now, how did the employees manage to get fired almost instantly? Everybody's talking about how Elon Musk is the villain here, but that's only because most people are seeing things from the surface. And without the whole picture, they're making a huge mistake. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things. A brief history of Twitter with Elon Musk, how Elon was forced to buy Twitter, how Twitter employees messed up big time, what is Elon planning for the future of Twitter, and finally, why Elon Musk's vision for freedom of speech is never going to work out. The story begins in January of this year when Elon started buying shares in Twitter, and within only 3 months he purchased 5% of the company's stake, and he did so discreetly and secretly because he didn't want the price to rise until he became the largest shareholder.
What makes you think you can decide who's running Wayne Enterprises?
Well, the fact that I'm the owner. I bought most of the shares through various charitable foundations and trusts and so forth. Right, Mr. Fox?
Right you are, Mr. Wayne. Didn't you get the memo?
According to SEC, Elon is supposed to inform them if his stake in a company crosses 5%. But Elon didn't tell them. By April, he bought 9.2% of the company that made him the largest shareholder.
Surprise, mother.
As soon as he got to that point, he proposed to either make Twitter private or he will start a rival company to fulfill his vision for freedom of speech. He offered $43 billion and the Twitter board agreed at 44, but only under the condition that Elon cannot tweet about Twitter during that time. But Elon kept tweeting regardless. He didn't stick to his end of the deal. Then he started having doubts that the Twitter board was not showing him the correct estimation of bot users in the platform, and also that he lost confidence in the deal because he was thinking that World War III would break out soon. So Twitter took this opportunity to sue Elon Musk, one of the richest entrepreneurs of our time.
Let me get this straight. You think that your client, one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp with his bare hands, and your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck.
Twitter's main complaint was that Elon was intentionally doing this to manipulate the stock prices. Now, if Elon backed out of the deal, he would have to pay a penalty of $1 billion. And this was how he was forced to buy Twitter. Now, the little birds did not know who they were messing with. On October, Elon finalized the deal and made it a private company. This means he doesn't have to answer to anyone regarding his decisions. And he doesn't need to make certain information public, which he would have to do if it was still a public limited company. Instantly, Elon dissolved the board, fired the top executives and also 4,800 of other employees. And later, the rest of the team simply decided to resign in the month of November. Now the question is, why did Elon make such a drastic decision? And why did the other employees run away like he was about to eat them alive? Now, before we get into that, we need to understand how Twitter was performing before Elon Musk bought it. Twitter had over 7,500 employees to maintain an app that only lets you write 280 characters. Just for the sake of comparison, let's think about YouTube. YouTube is a much more complex platform, but they only employ 2,800 employees, which is less than half of Twitter. And if you check the Glassdoor website, you'll see that the average salary of a Twitter employee is $150,000 a year, along with perks and benefits like free breakfast, free lunch, and an endless supply of wine and smoothie during office hours. While the average salary of an employee on YouTube is only $120,000. I mean, what's going on here? And then later, Elon found out that the San Francisco headquarters of Twitter is spending $13 million a year just on food and canteen services. The employees were found to show off their luxurious lifestyle in their social media and gain followers and views.
Before leaving for the day, had some red wine that's on tap.
All this is naturally making you think that Twitter is a profitable business, so they can afford to spoil their employees, right? What is wrong with that? Well, there is a problem, and the problem runs deep within the organization. And what I'm about to tell you is actually going to make you hate the Twitter employees. Twitter as a business has not seen the face of profit for over a decade now.
I declare bankruptcy!
They create this luxurious working environment to attract the top talents of the country. Now, that is important because if you can attract the top talents of the country, then the investors will invest more money, hoping that you're gonna launch some really amazing products that's gonna revolutionize the industry. Another thing about Twitter is that a lot of influential people in the world are using Twitter. These employees maintain a facade of nobility, claiming that they're working for the freedom of speech by running an app that's nothing more than a glorified text editor. Now, when Elon came to the scene, he saw that Twitter was losing $4 million a day. And on the third quarter of this year, they lost $270 million. Cutting cost is very important for Elon because he took a $13 billion loan to fund the purchase of Twitter. That means every year he needs to pay $1 billion just in interest. Now, any sensible businessman would lay off employees if they're not needed and if they're running at a loss.
You're fired! Get the hell out of here! Go on, pack your shit up and get out of here! If we're gonna turn this company around, we gotta start cutting the crust off this shit sandwich! Fire in a hole, everybody! Come on, work!
Many shareholders are supporting this mass layoff. Check out this tweet. Elon noticed this problem and that's why he immediately fired 3,500 employees as soon as he was in charge. Now, before you paint Elon Musk as a heartless villain, also know that recently Google and Meta did the same thing. They had a mass layoff as well. A lot of tech companies are doing that. Elon brought in 50 of his most trusted employees from Tesla, SpaceX and Boring Company to get Twitter to generate profit again. They started by evaluating and reviewing the work of the existing employees so far. Now, the Twitter employees got intimidated by this. They started calling them Elon's goons. Now, if you are an underworked and overpaid employee who couldn't get the company to see the face of a profit in a decade, then you don't get to complain if your work gets evaluated by an accountability officer. Let's not forget to mention that these employees were enjoying severance payment after getting laid off. And on top of that, these employees also took advantage of this one tiny detail that Elon Musk overlooked, and that also cost him even more money. This is called the WARN Act, according to which he's supposed to issue a 60-day prior notice before terminating an employment. And these privileged Twitter employees did not leave out this chance to file a lawsuit against him.
I'm suing, you hear me? Suing!
To add cherry on the top, this court drama is also costing Elon heavily in terms of reputation. The Twitter advertisement revenue was hurt because large car brand companies like Pfizer, Audi and Volkswagen, they stopped running ads on Twitter. Now at this point, it feels like everybody wants the free bird dead. Now as for the rest of the employees, Elon cut out free food and drinks from the cafeteria. Now as soon as Elon did that, the rest of the employees started complaining that Elon wants to starve everyone to death. Now by this time, everybody started seeing through the facade and the employees started getting negative feedback. Most general employees of America who are working for other companies, they never get free lunch. And not just that, they don't get half of the benefit that these Twitter employees get. So the common man started ranting on these Twitter employees. This tweet is my favorite. It's by Dinesh D'Souza. He says, Twitter employees seem to have three main complaints. They insist on free meals or else they might starve to death. They are unhappy being forced to come to work or work at all, which should be optional. They want to be free to publicly abuse the boss and not get fired. My question is, how can someone starve to death if they are earning $150,000 a year? That is just...
Why should Caesar get to stomp around like a giant while the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet?
What's so great about Caesar? Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Okay, Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. People totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about what Elon is planning for the future of Twitter. Elon has to recover the losses, and that is why he introduced the blue check mark for $8 a month. Now, as soon as he did that, people started to create fake accounts under different company names and started spreading fake news and offers. This one account got a verified blue check mark, and his name is Jesus Christ. Okay, that was funny. Now, if Elon sets up a team to check these accounts and make it mandatory to share some evidence of their identity, then this problem can be solved easily. He took another big step that might change the game of social media forever. He connected Twitter to Starlink. Starlink is a satellite system for internet connection. Traditionally, most countries are dependent on cables and wire system for internet connection. But Starlink allows you to connect directly with the satellite. So this will put Twitter on a huge advantage compared to other social media platforms. Apart from this, he also has some numbers to chase. Firstly, the yearly revenue. Last year, it was $5 billion. And he wants to reach $26 billion a year by 2028. Secondly, the number of users. Last year it was 217 million, and by 2008 he wants to reach 931 million. Now, I'm quite confident that he can increase the number of users because as soon as Elon Musk took over Twitter, a lot of people have signed in. The number of users have increased significantly. He might also bring back Vine to make Twitter a little similar to TikTok. Vine is a dead social media platform. It used to be integrated with Twitter, and it's a platform where you could upload 6-second videos. Elon also wants to make Twitter a little similar to the Chinese app WeChat. He wants to bring in features like chatting, video calls, video games, and even payment options. Kind of like a one app for everything. Now let's come down to the most important question. Why Elon Musk's vision for freedom of speech is never going to work on a social media platform?
It won't work.
The main reason why it's not gonna work is the algorithm of social media itself. Now listen to this very carefully. You see, the purpose of a social media platform is to keep you engaged in the platform for as long as possible. So they're only going to feed you the content that you like and also engage with the most. So let's analyze how any normal person are interacting with the social media platforms. So in a social media platform, we mostly engage with things that bring out an emotion out of us. Either we're praising things that we like, or shunning things that we dislike, or showing support out of sympathy. Regardless of what the content is doing to your mental health, it will keep feeding you anything that will make you stay in the platform. To understand this better, we need to go through this example. Assume that there are two opposing interests: meat lovers and vegan. Even if there is a huge group of people who are either meat lovers or vegan, but they have nothing against the other group, the algorithm is designed in a way that is going to feed you content to make a meat lover dislike a vegan and a vegan dislike a meat lover. Let me explain how. Meat lovers are fed with content which is meat lover positive and vegan negative, while the vegans are fed with content that are vegan positive and meat lovers negative. Oftentimes you'll see an outbreak of hate comments among people who were completely neutral initially. They weren't even in the fight. And that is how social media algorithm work. That is how they keep you engaged. That is how they keep you in the platform for as long as possible, so that advertisers spend more and more money. So to maintain freedom of speech, Elon Musk has to change the algorithm and make sure that everybody is seeing all sides of the story. But if he does that, then the engagement will drop immediately and advertisers will spend less money in the platform.
That's messed up.
Now that is the hard pill that we all have to swallow. This is a business question of morality versus profit. Now comment below and tell me what you actually think that Elon Musk should do in this kind of a scenario. If you found any value from this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Elon Musk's Starlink plan to expand the availability of Twitter is similar to something that Gautam Adani is doing in India with his business expansion. It's called beginning to end business infrastructure. It is the same strategy that he used to surpass Jeff Bezos in the billionaire ranking. If you want to know how, then click the video on the left side of the screen.